Hello and welcome back to another episode of Midnight Mayhem. This is going to be our first video recording of the year.
Merry
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, how was your guys' New Year?
It's all right.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Did I do anything? Oh, no. Everything's so busy. I don't remember.
Everything's been awful this year, but we're back anyway. We're recording. We're here to entertain you guys, and we're starting off the year with It Follows. You guys have any thoughts you guys want to bring in before I start going into the summer?
We watched this movie together, right?
Many years ago. This is actually it's been 10 years since the movie came out. This movie came out in 2014.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
It's a classic. So Raymond recommended it to me years after it came out, and then that's it. Because you said 2014 it came out?
2014, yeah.
So I didn't see it in theaters. Did you guys see it in theaters?
No, we saw it.
Netflix?
A pirate came and he gave us a
So
copy.
you saw it somehow. So then,
I'm pretty sure we saw it on Netflix.
No.
You recommended
No,
it,
we
and
didn't.
I watched it because of you. So
Yeah. Where did you watch it?
pretty sure it was Netflix, but we're talking.
I'm pretty sure
2004.
Netflix.
All right, Netflix it
2014,
is, just to be safe.
There was a Netflix pirate.
But I remember the first time I watched it, I didn't really like it the first time around.
Did you like
That's
it?
because you had bad taste.
We're not allowed to talk.
But so we watched it, I believe, on Netflix. Bobby
Uh-huh.
watched it on Netflix a couple years after I had recommended it to him.
Yeah.
If you'd like to watch it yourself, it is going to be available on the following streaming platforms: HBO Max, YouTube Premium, Hulu, Sling, Amazon Prime Video, YouTube TV, Google Play, Apple TV, and Fandango at Home.
So basically, HBO Max and Hulu, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So technically, you could watch It Follows on Disney Plus, and that's always fun to think about.
No, wait, for real?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Wait, can you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's a
'cause
bundle.
it's- Yeah. The
You watch
bundle.
all your Hulu on your Disney Plus accounts.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, then it has some mature themes, so I don't recommend it for anyone who's too young.
Non-mature.
Yeah. If you haven't received the talk yet, click off the video.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
All right, let's get into the movie summary. After carefree teenager Jay, played by Makai Monroe, sleeps with her new boyfriend Hugh, played by Jake Reary, for the first time, she learns that she is the latest recipient of a fatal curse that is passed from victim to victim via sexual intercourse.
Wait, what?
Death. Jay, I was watching a different movie. Jay learns will creep inexorably toward her as either a friend or a stranger.
Okay, buddy, we're gonna help you out.
Jay, you want to read it?
No.
Jay's friends don't believe her seemingly paranoid ravings until they are too. Hold on. It's been a rough year.
Why'd you get
Until
jumped
they
on the
too
head
begin to
and
see the phantom assassin, and they band together to help her flee or defend herself.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I hate
We got through that.
so don't worry about it.
we got through that.
You can always fix it in post if you want to.
Yeah. Just clip
Just
all
don't
my,
do it.
all every time I say a word, just clip it together so it
Just
sounds.
dub over his voice.
Yeah.
And
Just
dub
put
it
some
over.
images and block
Yeah.
his face.
Get
and
the
then
voice actor for Naruto to voice me. They're like they wouldn't believe her. Believe it.
So, quick summary of the movie is literally, it's imagine if
It's what I just said.
imagine if it was an STD that was a monster that could actually follow you in person.
Right.
You've had a couple rough one night stands. This one tops them all. So the director was David Robert Michael, which honestly, other than this film, he doesn't have any other notable roles outside of the sequel, which I believe is coming out later this year.
No way. This year?
Yeah,
I believe it's this year, yeah.
Oh shit.
yeah, it was
it's
became
starring-
a classic, cult classic.
Wow.
But 10 years later is wild.
Well, the
Yeah.
thing is that
No, it is.
I was talking to Raymond. We were watching the movie. I think it was the time when you walked out. But Raymond brought up that they're making a sequel, and I was like, no shit. I was thinking in my head at that time. I was like, how can this movie improve if they ever make a sequel? And Raymond's like, they're making a sequel. I was like, wait, what?
the one thing I was thinking was because I was like, what more? Because the ending was so good for this film,
Yeah, it's fantastic.
and I was thinking like, what could they do for a sequel? And the only thing I could think of was like, I'd be interested to learn more about the origins, not to like.
just because it's been so
Yeah.
long and you've had time to sit on the monster for this many years. If you haven't seen the movie before, again, I highly recommend you go watch it. It's not for everyone. I enjoyed this mostly when I was around the age.
You were telling me you have trouble recommending this to people.
Yeah, exactly. Because whenever I was like,
Is
hey,
it
go
the
watch It Follows.
is it
and
the
then-
content?
Because you kind of
the
have to
film,
explain what's
or
it
is
about a little
Yeah,
bit.
exactly. I'd explain it. It's like, oh yeah, just have fair heads up because the opening scene is very suggestive that what happens to her, and then the next scene is gonna end up being a coitus scene. So it's like I had to prepare someone before they
It's
jump
like when
into
you
it.
recommend a show, you're like, it doesn't get good till the third season, but just hang on with me.
It might get a little weird and a little
Yeah, a little
inappropriate,
weird.
but hang on.
Like we didn't know what the directors were thinking, but yeah. So it stars Micah Monroe, who recently starred in Long Legs with Nicolas Cage.
Oh, I would have.
Oh, interesting.
It starred
So many things I haven't been able to see yet.
Nice.
Daniel
We should do long legs.
Zovato, which was in he was in The Pope's Exorcist, and he was in Don't Breathe. And a year later, he was in a movie called Breathe. It's not horror related. I just thought that was a
Wait,
fun.
is that the nerdy kid or no?
I think so.
Because the nerdy kid, I've only seen him in one thing before, and it's a Netflix show called Atypical, but just a high school kid with autism, and it's funny because like I've only seen him in that, and then when I saw this again, I was like, hey,
That's him.
That's him, yeah.
You're like, you're in the wrong high school. And then it also stars Jake Weary, who played the first guy that she
Oh, the
that she
first
sleeps
guy?
with.
Oh.
He was in 2 horror movies
Okay.
that I recognize, which was It Chapter 2.
It follows chapter 2.
He was in Zombievers.
Oh, fuck.
And also, this is the thing that I said was pretty interesting. He was in every single Fred movie and show.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, do you remember Fred the YouTuber?
Yeah.
He had like 4 movies.
Yeah, he was
for
in
some reason.
every movie, and he was in the show.
Okay.
Yeah,
The
weird.
recurring
I
character.
don't know why he
Yeah.
looks so familiar. I thought he was
Because
a
you
Power
watch,
Ranger.
you were a big Fred fan. you always used to suck on helium and be like, "I'm Fred."
Yeah, that was me.
I hate swimming with my clothes off.
You lost your job at Party City because of it, and now that they're all shutting down,
Okay.
nobody could fact check me on that.
The fact you guys know so much about Fred.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We learned it for you.
Yeah, that's
Fuck, you know,
So what do you? Let's go ahead and give our ratings for this film.
Let's do it.
Who wants to go first?
I feel like Leo should go first.
I'll go
Yeah.
first. So
And then we'll follow.
the
Yeah.
first. So the first time I watched this was with you and a couple other people, but I remember the first time watching, I didn't really like it that much. I'm like, what's a big hype, you know? I watch it now, and I was throughout the movie, I was like, yo, I'm feeling this. Like I can feel.
I think we were talking about. I
Yeah.
think when you went to go do something while the movie was on. He's like,
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about this movie, but I'm really liking it. And I was like, That's
yeah,
good. That's
and
good,
I was
buddy.
like, I was like, I
Because
don't know.
when he started the movie, he was like, "This looks like dog shit."
Yeah. This is
I know,
garbage.
I know.
I was
like,
waiting
did
for
it?
his rating to be shit.
No, I
so-
didn't.
He was like, I'm gonna go on my phone for most of this.
No. I told Raymond, I was like, dude, I can feel the dread. I don't know if it's the soundtrack or the score,
The
but
sound-
like the
all of those are
synthesizer, and like I can just feel the environment that they're in. I can feel like the stress they're feeling. It's like it feels weird. It's making me feel what I felt when I saw The Shining for the first time, which is just dread and like something's
Like
always
you're
watching you.
always uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it made me feel, and I was like, I love this.
Yeah.
It just makes me remember. Reminds me why I started watching horror.
And it's really a low budget from like what was the
No,
studio?
we'll get there. I don't know the
No.
studio.
There's a lot
I
of
have,
stuff.
I have the
This-
budget in box office.
The studio was really weird. It was like I don't know,
Comcast.
the Nature Channel or some shit like that. But I give it an 8.5.
8.5.
8.5 out of
That's
10.
really
Solid
good.
8.5. Yeah.
I was gonna give it an 8.
Oh snap!
Oh, dang.
Who's that? Who's that?
You
You forgot to put on Do Not Disturb.
Are you ready to be professional?
Yes.
All right.
All right.
Good. Jesus. So 8.5 you said?
8.5. Great
All right,
movie.
yeah.
Great movie.
It's
Yeah.
good.
I
And then you were
8.
8, solid 8.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm going to give it 8 as well.
Nice.
But I was just watching it and I was like, oh, that's a good shot. And the next thing happened, I was like, that's a really good shot. And then the music was going. I was like, this is a good soundtrack.
Yeah. Throughout the movie, Raymond was like, "This is a great shot. This is a great shot," and I was
And
like,
not to pull a Leo or anything, but I was like, what great cinematography.
"Yeah." And throughout the movie, I was like, "You know, Raymond, you're right. This
You
is a
might be
great
onto
shot. Yeah,
something,
this
yeah.
is a great shot, man."
As far as like, I think the reason why I didn't rate it higher overall was just because
It's a
wasn't
hard
really
sell.
No, it's hard. That hard sell, and it wasn't that scary overall to me. Like I enjoy it for being a horror movie and taking a cool concept and making it like
Yeah, I don't think
eerie.
it's supposed to be scary. I think it's supposed to be unnerving.
Yeah,
Which
I
is-
know.
here-
It does a good job in its horror department.
Here's a question: what's your favorite shot of the movie?
My favorite shot of the movie.
Yeah, like your favorite either long shot or just like played out scene.
That's a hard one. There were so many good scenes where it's like the focus of it is just in the center of the screen
Yeah.
and the background was just so vast Like
Just
you,
so
you could
empty,
like you could pause it and like intervals of like 5 minutes, and
Mhm.
you're just like, that's a great shot.
That's a great like background right there. Yeah.
Mhm.
There's the beach shot for me, like when you see that person like in the bushes, and then it kind of cuts to one of the friends just chilling, and it comes back to her, and like that person's walking out of the bush, and like the friend's like looking at her, and you like she's not saying anything, and then it kind of gives you out. It's like, oh shit, that's the thing, and it lingers for like a long time as it's getting closer and closer
Yeah.
and closer. And it's like I love that. It's
Do you
just
guys remember? Do you guys, when you first saw that, did you guys call that moment out? That, oh, that's the thing walking towards them, or did you think that was their friend?
like no,
Were you actually genuinely surprised?
no, I thought it was. I knew it was a thing.
No,
but
when I first watched it, it caught me off guard.
I don't think
Yeah?
I knew it was the friend until
You see her in the
the
water.
second watch. No, because she's in the water beforehand.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh guys,
Yeah.
like you guys want to go in the water? And they're like, nah. And then she's like walking toward them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I didn't really make the connection that was her.
Oh yeah,
So
no.
I
I saw her walking, and the first time I viewed first time viewing, I watched it, and then when you see her in the water, I was like, wait, and then,
Wait a
yeah,
minute.
exactly.
She looks familiar. Yeah.
And then
that was a good scare. That was
obviously
actually one of my favorite moments.
you can't go wrong with the you too, man. God damn it.
It's just how
We can't you
Yeah,
can't
it's
go
just
wrong.
talk to me now.
You can't go wrong with that shot from the bedroom either. The
shot?
tall
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
Yeah, the tall dude when he comes in, like when she's freaking out, it's like don't come in, don't let him in. It's like, what are you talking about? It's like, look, there's nobody here.
Yeah.
And in the darkness, you see this tall dude just kind of like
Yeah, just duck down.
I was like, this is great, man. This is great. And it's like he's so gentle too, because like as she walks in, he walks right behind her. You
Yeah,
know,
he's
like
oh, excuse me. Gotta go kill your friend.
Yeah, I'm kind of late for that.
Yeah. So our score overall, if you want to round it up, it's going to be like an 8.2. IMDb actually has it scored down at 6.8 out of 10,
What?
which is surprisingly low for such a.
What
I
about
think it's
Rotten
'cause I-
Tomatoes?
Rotten Tomatoes has a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes.
There we go. That's good. That's better.
Because I was saying, I was like,
That's
do you think this
crazy.
is a?
IMDb
I was like, do you
sucks
think this is
eggs.
a big movie, or do you think it just has a cult following?
That's a cult following.
And I think
what
I
do
asked
you mean by
you,
big movie?
like, super well recognized.
Well, here's the thing. How much money did it make in the box office? Was
Cult.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
Cult classic.
Cult following?
Cult following.
yeah, I think it has a cult following.
Yeah.
Because
I don't see a lot of people talking about this movie, but it's also been 10 years, so that might factor into
I
it.
mean, I heard about it when it was in theaters, and people were like, "Yeah, it's a good movie," but it wasn't until like it was out and about, like on
And streaming and stuff.
on streaming, where it's like, "This is a great movie," you know,
Mm.
and everybody started talking about it. It's like, "Oh, check out this movie," you know?
Yeah. And then I remember earlier we were talking about, like, the budget. You know what the budget is?
I want to say like 10 mil.
Close. You have a guess?
I don't remember. I know the answer, but I just don't remember.
Yeah.
Like-
What do you say? 10 million?
8, 10.
Yeah,
around
really
there.
close. It's 1.3 million.
What do you mean?
Super
Damn.
super
Yeah,
low
I
budget.
remember it was, like,
1.3
incredible.
million.
Wow, that is pretty low
And a
budget
lot-
for like.
I mean, a lot of like first time actors, a lot of like, you know, and this is
Yeah,
just
you're
literally
right.
It
the
was
director,
very much a passion project.
written and directed by David Robert Michael.
Great, good for him,
So
man.
it's like
for him.
just like to go out
And
and
he's
make a
coming
movie.
back in the sequel too.
Yeah.
Oh my god, nice.
So let's hope he's either maintained his abilities or
Mm-hmm.
he's improved on them.
See, the thing is that like because of how iconic this movie has become, especially in the horror like community, there's a lot of movies that are like the modern versions of them would be like Smile, would be like Invisible Man, where they capture that
Yeah.
eeriness.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like
unsettledness.
it's like
That unknown type of thing.
Yeah,
when I
'cause
watched
you
those
see
movies,
something in
I think of
Smile.
It Follows.
Yeah.
You see something and smile, and it's like that's probably real, but it's probably not real.
Mm-hmm.
They use that sense of paranoia. Same thing with the Invisible Man, which I haven't seen, but I know you two watched.
Oh,
it
yeah,
together.
Oh
I've
my
seen
god,
that,
you haven't
guys.
seen
Yeah.
The Invisible Man?
That's just like a dagger in my heart.
You
Oh,
watched, you
shit.
watched it without me.
Did we watch it without
I
him?
cried myself to bed. Yeah, you were like,
I-
I'm going over to Bobby's. I was like, without me? And you're like, yeah, like it's fine. We're not gonna do anything crazy.
I
had-
watched it by myself.
You had
but, like-
COVID, dude.
I didn't have COVID,
Oh, well, I thought you did.
Well, no, the point is,
and it was enough for me not to invite you.
point is, like, I'm sure you probably heard us mention this movie a few times if you've seen some of our older videos, just because of how iconic and great this movie is.
Yeah.
So it's like that's also I don't have nostalgia goggles.
It's kind of
for
funny
them.
how we haven't really talked about it till now.
We mentioned it a bunch of
Yeah, we
times,
mentioned
like
it a bunch
in
of
passing.
times. Yeah.
You know what's funny is like we were like, oh, what movie are we gonna do today?
Mhm.
And I was just scrolling on HBO Max, and I was like, oh, recently added It Follows. Like that could be fun.
Yeah.
So and then I was like, oh, and then the sequel's coming out soon. So
Nice.
Look
you
out
know.
for that.
also works.
Really curious
but yeah,
how that's
so
gonna work
with
out.
a budget of $1.3 million in the box office, it made $23.3 million.
Oof, it is a hit. It was
So,
a hit.
like,
I mean,
basically-
okay, but what other? Can you check what other movies came out in the same month as that one?
in 2014.
2014, yeah. See, because it's like I think it could have been overshadowed because other movies that came
I
out around
remember
that
the
year
trailer for this movie.
was I think Guardians of the Galaxy, Winter Soldier. What else?
The Marvel craze?
Yeah, definitely a big Marvel craze in 2014. Cabin in the Woods. Oh,
Was
that's 2012.
2012.
2012,
Yeah, or 2011,
yeah.
something like that.
So I guess it had a theatrical release in 2015. So around that time, so March, so it came out in March. So we have
Okay.
movies like Chappie, Insurgent,
Chappie was pretty good.
Get Hard, The Gunman, Unfinished Business,
Um,
Cinderella. So that's the live action.
oh, gotcha. Disney had a big year that year.
Run All Night, the second best exotic marigold, something.
There's some live
Title's too
action
long.
Cinderella.
Yeah.
It's a live action, yeah.
Do You Believe, 50 Shades of Grey, Home Sweet Hell,
There it is.
Kidnapping Mr. Heineken, Merchants of Doubt. So like nothing too crazy.
Nothing too crazy. Just,
Chappie, I know, was a big one.
Chappie was another cult following because that one, I don't think it made a lot of money, but it had a cult following later.
Yeah.
I remember wanting more of that movie and District 9. I was like, come on, give me more.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I need more of that genre of film.
Please.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
At the time, yes. But back to It Follows. Yeah, great movie.
Yeah.
I feel like as a younger, like when I was younger, I liked this movie a lot more. Just
Mhm.
because I was like, it's very much feels like a coming of age story.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it does.
I
It's like, because well, I don't want to mention it. I don't want to take it from you, but like the way everything looks in the
Yeah.
time era is a big factor.
Yeah.
That's another thing
It's
too.
meant to look-
Okay,
that's go ahead.
why did you say? Because I mentioned I was like, yo, what time era does this movie takes place? Because for me, I was like the 80s, 90s.
So we're gonna go ahead and go into one quick fun fact for
Yeah,
the
but
film.
I want to talk about it. That's why.
Alright,
So
let's
we'll
do
go ahead
it.
and talk about it. So the ba-ba-ba.
Well,
So the time frame of the movie is inherently kept unidentified so that it resembles a dream. Some of the cars are shown to be more recent times.
Yes,
appear from
I
the
noticed
60s
that.
to the
it's
80s.
intentional.
I
isn't it?
know.
Early
Noticed.
CRTV television sets are showing whatever the characters are watching in the movie.
Yeah.
Conflicting technology such as Yara's device.
Oh
which
my
looks like
God, I
it's
didn't
Yeah.
even think about that.
She's literally they're using like smartphones.
when she reads
Oh.
from
Yeah.
it like an ebook reader, and then they use it as a light source at one point.
No shit.
Also, the girl at the beginning of the film uses a cell phone and drives a modern automobile
Yeah.
with several modern vehicles in view.
And
Because at
then-
first I was like, oh, it's definitely the 80s. I completely threw the iPhone idea away.
yeah,
But then I remember there was a shot where I was like, hey, that car looks pretty modern. Like, it looked
yeah.
like
I
an
was
early...
listening to it. And I was like, this is
I think
hilarious.
Yeah.
the longer you wait to watch this movie, I think it kind of makes it better because it's like
It gets lost in time, I
Yeah.
feel like. Yeah, it's like
Well,
a
it's-
little
it's
time
meant to
capsule.
be.
because it's
It's-
like how do you remember what cars 10 years ago looked like?
10 years ago, I mean, same cars are now, I think, you know?
Just about, but a
Just
lot
without
of them, they have,
any Cybertrucks and Teslas.
Yeah.
You know, just any other truck besides, that. But,
But like in the moment where they're in the pool area,
yeah.
you see a typewriter. You see like an old school lamp. You see
Yeah.
Right. You see all this
various
shit.
stuff that's like what?
And every single TV you see in the
It's a
houses
box.
is just a CRT TV, you know?
Mhm. It's meant to make you feel like it's first of all it makes you feel uneasy
It's got-
for some
it's-
reason.
Yeah.
Like
it's got like Uncanny Valley, but for like the background.
Maybe that's what made
And
me feel
that's-
uneasy.
Yeah.
And that's also why it adds to like that whole like the Shining, everything's kind of misplaced intentionally.
Yeah.
Things don't make sense. It's
Uh-huh.
exactly it does that to you while you don't even notice.
There's a
It's
and,
really cool.
and I was thinking about that too. I'm like, that's funny how like this movie. I feel like every shot in this movie, just like The Shining, every shot is intentional.
Very
There's
much
no
so.
mistake.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the movie, there's a shot where she's swimming in the pool and she has an ant in her hand and she just kind of like lets it sink in. And I was like, I wonder how that whole thought process came through. Like when they were filming it, they're like, yeah, we're gonna go
What
find
if
an
it was,
ant.
it was just
and
as
we're gonna-
simple
we're gonna-
as like, oh, there's an ant on my hand during the scene.
Just go
What
with
do I
it.
do with
Just
it?
go
Go
with
with
it.
it.
Yeah, and
No,
I
yeah.
thought about that too. I
Yeah.
I was like, what if you just wait while waiting?
What if
She
it
finds
just
an ant.
happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also very like late when things start to hit the fan more and her sanity starts to crack a bit.
Mhm.
The pool's destroyed and you don't know how or why it got destroyed. It
Yeah.
just is. Maybe
And-
because of the wind or something. I think was there a storm outside?
No.
At any point?
During the pool, that's it. Like when they were in the pool scene.
Oh, out in the end scene.
Yeah, in the end scene, like there was a storm outside.
But yeah,
That's about it.
No, yeah, that it very much feels like it's meant to feel a dream state. Very like you're in transported into this world where you're like there is no concept of time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yet you're constantly feeling the pressure of time from
Yeah.
something following you.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's great.
But yeah, I don't know if you guys have ever had that like a similar dream. Like you're
Like
just
that?
kind of like everything about this movie felt like a dream.
I've had dreams before where it's like
Me too.
where I'm in school and I'm like, oh shit, I'm back in high school, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
But at the same
the
time,
buildings are not the buildings. you had in high
yeah,
school.
and I'm lost. I'm like, what fucking class do I have right now? It's like I feel like I haven't been here in years because
Yeah.
it's true I haven't been
and
here
then
in
you
years.
and then you go into a class and
And
it's like a class you took in college.
yeah,
But half of but you're in your high school building.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. I've had that
I'm
before.
too tired to dream, so. But that does remind me
He
of
just
something
dreams
that-
of waking up.
Yeah, he sleeps with his eyes open. It's terrifying.
No, that reminds me that you can't tell what age they are. Like
Yeah.
that's also
Yeah.
another thing. I'm sure if you were
yeah,
watching the
you're
movie,
right.
you're like, are they in high school or are they in college? And then we have that scene where
Right.
she's in her classroom and she looks out the window, sees the old lady walking, and you're like, oh, this seems like a high school setting. And then she gets up to leave, and it
And the
seems like
teacher's just like, oh, like, excuse
Where
me,
you going?
excuse
Where
me.
you going?
And in
Yeah.
and I
college,
was
they don't
like-
care about that. They're just like, okay,
Yeah.
rude.
Yeah, but then she's driving, and it's like, okay, well, still possibly high school.
And
right?
then when she was talking about her ex, like, oh, I slept with him back in high
Back in
school.
high
When she says
school.
back in high school, and it's like, okay, so they're not in high school, So
yeah,
interesting, yeah.
Yeah, and and every character has like moments like that where they're like, "Oh, we're gonna go to the pool. I haven't been there since I was 15."
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, okay.
Or like
yeah.
it's like remember our
That's not
first
last
kiss
year.
when we were kids, It's like when we were young or teenagers, they said it's like remember when we kissed for the first time, and it's like they mentioned it's like a long time ago.
yeah, and then
but
they
it's
live.
like,
they
how
all
old
live
are
with their
you?
parents, and they're always like, oh,
Don't
your
tell
mom's gonna freak
mom.
out.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, and we never see the mother until the end of the movie. She's not even introduced. She's just there.
Wasn't she in the hospital?
Yeah, she was in the hospital.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, I mean, have you guys ever had any weird dreams that kind of made you resemble the feeling of this movie? Leave them down in the comments, because now that we were talking about it, I'm not going to bed tonight. Do you guys want to go into any further story details, or you guys just want to go on to the next subject?
I feel like we've hit every single thing that I've been wanting to talk about so far. So yeah, let's go into some fun facts.
I don't know. I got a couple more things here.
Yeah, what
but,
do you got?
what are your thoughts on the kills overall, and what was your favorite kill of the movie? There's not
that
a
is
lot to
pretty
choose
good.
from, but there were like 2 kills that I can recall
There's
in
only
the
two.
movie.
I hated the
that are
kills.
visible.
I hated the kills. The first kill the only kill that I like was the opening kill, and that wasn't even shown.
When I was younger, when I first watched this, that's what knocked the movie for me. I was like, "There's like nothing to this. Like, I get
Yeah.
the suspense.
You're
I
like,
like
where's
that.
all the gore?
Where's the fun?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Because
also,
even-
I was like, the
You're like,
anticipation.
it's about
Yeah.
sex. Like, where's all the sex?
And lo and
robbed
behold,
me.
it's like the only kill that we do see on screen is just the mom just
the dude,
just
yeah.
humping the son. I was like, what the hell is this? And also not that, but it's like when there's a scene where like the thing is trying to kill the main character, it's really stupid. Like, oh, I'm pulling her hair. Oh, I'm pushing this guy away. Like, oh, they hit me with the chair. Or when they're in the pool, I'm just throwing things into the water
Well,
until
'cause
like
they
bonker.
meant I get what you're saying about the hair pulling,
Yeah.
I like
but the throwing stuff into the pool made sense because he was like, oh, it's slow, but it's not dumb.
Right,
It's not gonna hop
right.
in
If
the
it,
water.
yeah, it's like, oh, look, what are all these electronics for? Oh well, let me go kill this woman.
Yeah.
So-
No, it's smart. That's the thing. Like, I do enjoy the dread of the movie.
Yeah. What I'm
And-
wondering is why, like, does it just have to kill them, or does it have to like sleep with them to complete the process?
See, that's what I don't. Okay,
I'm
that's
pretty
another.
sure
That's
it's
a
sleeping with them
whole
because
other
he was-
topic to
He was
talk about too.
throwing those TVs with precision.
I know, but that's a whole other topic to talk about too. There's so many. I don't want to say plot holes in the movie, but
You
there's
kept
there's,
bringing up. You're like, oh, that's a plot hole. That's a plot hole. And I was
Well,
like,
it's not a
I
plot
don't
hole,
think
but
it's
it's
a
more
plot
like
hole.
it's more like something
It's
to
a
think about.
conversation to be had.
Because it's
after the
like
movie.
it's like
when
okay.
when you think of the movie as a whole, it's like a dreamlike state. Things are not going to make sense. Things are not like because you were talking about. Okay, what if you catch up to the line of people? Like,
Does
okay,
it just goes away?
does the curse just end? And it's
Yeah.
like it's not the point. The point is right here and now. You're dealing with it now.
Sure,
'Cause we-
whatever.
Because
As
especially
of-
when you're
as
a
of the
teen-
movie-
that's the thing is you think they're teenagers. They're not. When you're like that young and you're kind of experiencing things for the first
Yeah.
time, because that's why I said it seems like a coming of age story, but it's
Yeah.
not when they're older. They're meant to be. So it's very. That's again. It's all clouded. It's meant shrouded.
Or
in
it's
very
like so that
ambiguous.
you get infected with this entity when you sleep with someone, but does that include wearing protection?
We were
Or
saying that,
not?
So in terms of the director,
the condom
the director
breaks.
has
you
said
get,
Yeah,
you get
so-
it. So
the director has said neither a condom nor same gender sex would stop the monster.
oh, I didn't think about the same
from
gender.
being passed. So
It could be same
Oh,
same sex.
So
condom. So like if you're
still
gonna
wouldn't work.
if you're gonna go out
That's lame.
That's crazy.
if you're gonna go out go out free. But yeah, so the director already confirmed that, like, if you wear
that.
condom for the same sex
Interesting.
relationship, it's still gonna pass
And
on.
then our other thing was like, okay, cool. It's slow, but it's not dumb. Like, what if you just lock yourself in this like concrete room or something?
There's
you
a
know?
bunch of fun videos of people trying to figure out ways to survive.
I can
I
imagine.
remember that's one of the
because
first conversation topics.
Yeah.
Because
You're
one
like,
of
how I would survive it.
Yeah.
there's many.
First of all, I was a virgin back then, so
There's many
I'm
ways.
safe.
There's many ways that we were talking about watching the movie. It's like when they go into the barn, it's like, oh, what are you doing? Just like walk around them, like they're walking towards you, like walk around it. The only scene that it shows it being aggressive was when the mom jumped on the son, and I was like, okay, cool. They have some sort of speed to them, you know. But before that, I'm like, what are you doing running away? Just walk around them.
Just power
you know?
walk.
Like it doesn't say they don't seem like they run. So if you could just keep your distance from them and just kind of like walk around them and just keep walking.
What if you
know?
got like you fashioned like a hula hoop around yourself, right? Like a metal hula hoop. They
Yeah,
can't get you.
exactly. Yeah, dude, exactly. Or like,
10-foot
or
chassis belt.
or
Yeah,
get on
exactly.
get on a boat and go in the middle of the ocean. You know, what can they do there? Can it swim?
Well, it's like you were saying, because a couple years ago there was a
He's
trend.
just in a sailboat. Just
Yeah, you see him. It follows.
Just fucking.
There was
it
a
rose.
trend. I want to say maybe like 2 or 3 years ago.
Uh-huh.
There was a big thing on TikTok where it's basically saying like, hey, you get like $100 million, but a snail and you're immortal.
Right.
But a snail is chasing you, and if it touches you, you'll die. He's like, are you taking that money? Right.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, like, well, I could just go into space. It's like, well, I mean, eventually,
The snail's
it'll
gonna
find a
yeah,
way.
It'll find a way. There's videos of like these dudes just like all old and stuff, and watching like the sun kind of corrode into like a red giant, and they turn around like the
snail's
snail's
slowly
right
going to
there,
him.
slowing to. He just like.
yeah, you
it's
just
like
accept it.
yeah,
after
it's
so
pretty
long.
good. It's pretty good.
But yeah, that was good. But yeah, as far as the kills go, I mean, I think it clearly just goes the opening kill
Right.
and
Agreed.
Greg.
Yeah. Opening
Yeah,
kill was
and
pretty,
Greg.
pretty nice.
That's
tone
it, huh?
setter.
Opening, killing Greg. That's
Yeah,
it.
that
Yeah,
was on
wow.
screen, yeah.
Wow. Okay. Those were 2 kills.
And then there's also some implied kills, but you don't see them, so you can't confirm them. Or
Hey,
there's a lot of we think that she did this to keep it off her for a little bit, but nothing's ever confirmed.
also
Everything's
another
left
thing too. What
ambiguous.
happened to the original? Well, not original, but like, what happened to
The one who started it
To
for
Jeff?
the movie, Jeff.
yeah,
Hugh,
Jeff?
who's it?
Well,
His name
he's
was-
safe for now because Jay is alive.
Okay, and think about this. So remember the girl that died in the beginning?
Mhm.
So she died, meaning that thing is gonna go back. It's gonna backtrack now,
Yeah,
right?
those are the rules.
So that means that Jeff slept with that girl then.
Yes.
No, they could be
Oh, yeah,
connected
it
or they
could be.
cannot be connected. It's entirely ambiguous.
I don't remember if she was wearing
Sure.
a yellow dress, but they mentioned a girl that's wearing a yellow dress in the theater.
She was not wearing a yellow dress, though. But it could be anybody. It could be really
Also,
anybody.
remember,
Yeah,
did you
yeah.
notice the theater? The theater wasn't
Yeah.
like a normal movie theater.
It was like it was like a 30s and it
Yeah.
wasn't even like a movie theater. They were just like the guys playing piano,
Yeah.
like if it was a stage play.
All right. Well, we'll go back to one more fun fact since you guys keep bringing these up. So around 9 minutes in, the theater featured at the beginning of the film is the Redford Theater, a historic Japanese-style theater with a fully functional organ in the old Redfield neighborhood of Detroit, Michigan.
Wow.
The Evil Dead 1981 was premiered there. So
Look
always
at
fun.
that.
Always fun to have
That's
a little
cool.
bit of
That
horror
was
history
awesome.
with that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Another passion project,
Mhm.
just made with love.
Did you guys have a favorite character in the movie at all?
Back in the day, I liked the nerdy dude.
I like the
As an
nerdy dude,
adult, I'm
yeah.
like, I don't
Me
know,
You're
too.
like, I too, as a cut, can relate.
Fair.
Yeah, I like the nerdy dude. He's pretty cool.
There you go.
Except
I'd say
I
one-
just recognize him for having autism in that one.
You're
Jeff.
like, oh, that's the guy.
I think I just
we
like
have so much in common.
I think I like the friend with the glasses. Probably just because she was funny and she
He's
was
just,
there.
he's
Yeah.
just eating and sleeping for most of the
Yeah.
movie.
Oh yeah, huh? the
Like
one with the
shot.
the
Yeah,
mirror,
she
the
gets
mirror
shot.
phone.
Yeah.
She's nothing wrong and she gets shot.
She's acting all nonchalant about like every scenario.
Mhm.
Just like,
She's like, oh yeah, cool, curse, whatever. You got any more
Well, yeah, you
chips?
just start shooting it. Damn it, that pisses me off. It's like you're obviously you can't see where it is, and you see her, you can see through it. You
hey,
just
dog,
shoot.
gun safety serious.
Yeah,
But you gotta admit that
kids,
underwater
probably.
shot in the head, that was cool.
yeah, but like,
That was effective. It was like,
he
damn.
100% could have just shot her.
Yeah.
Yeah, not safe at all. So nobody really stuck out for me in the movie. I liked it overall, but nobody was like, oh, I'm rooting for this person.
Yeah.
You know, like clearly I want the main character characters to live, but if they didn't, I'm not losing sleep over it.
And it's kind of funny because no main character besides Greg, like they, I guess, got hurt really bad. Besides the girl that got shot in the leg.
Yeah.
Like other than
Like,
that,
nobody
like
really got hurt. Like what
yeah,
about
like
what
the
about
nerdy
Yara?
kid, yeah,
She's fine.
like the nerdy kid, he got pushed, you know, like, and then like you know, the main actress, like she got her hair pulled. Other than that, like they didn't really get hurt in a way,
Yeah.
you know.
But I mean, I think it's like adds to the dream atmosphere because, like, you know, you don't
Sure,
really
yeah.
get hurt in dreams, but when you do, you wake up.
Yeah. Oh, I now kind of want to analyze it like that. Like if it was
Yeah.
a dream, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it's a fun watch.
So what did you guys like about the film?
All the most memorable scenes, the things I remembered from my first time watching it, was still fun to watch it a second time. The floating hair into the dude getting pushed,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
The beach
so
scene.
so memorable. Him the
Because I remember when we first watched it, the part that like stuck out to us was it was the same beach scene, but when the little boy comes out from the thing and screams.
oh, I thought that was silly.
Yeah. No.
It got us because we were like, this movie's kind of, you know, like it's scary, but it's
Yeah.
not. And then that happens, we're like, oh my god.
No, but
I
the
was
part
so
that got
little boy, I
us,
was like,
I remember.
just
Well, the
punch
part that got me was
The
tall guy.
The tall
The tall
guy.
guy.
yeah,
yeah.
I was like, holy fuck.
If I remember correctly,
you know?
that is an actual tall person.
It is, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
he's a fake one.
No, yeah, but it wasn't like prosthetic.
The
or anything. It was
CGI.
just like a super tall dude who just walks to the door.
I got a
frame.
fun
Yeah,
fact on
that's
that, but we'll
pretty
get to
cool.
that in a little bit.
And then,
But
Should we
you
move
wanna-
on? Yeah, let's
we're gonna cut real quick.
and we'll move on. We'll be back.
Strong clap, much like most of this film. Anyway,
no,
3 a.m. 3 a.m.
Yeah,
Genius,
write it down, write it
genius.
down.
Leo and I have been talking a lot about our opinions of the movie, but I am
Yeah.
curious to hear more about Raymond's because, again, this was your suggestion, and then
completely on a
it's-
whim, by the way. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
plus
liked it a
the
lot.
fact that you recommended it to me a long time ago, and I know you loved it back then. So it's like, how was it rewatching it again? Like,
When was
for
the last
first
time you
time I
rewatched
watched-
it? Actually, when was the first time you
Was-
saw it?
When we watched it,
That's the
so
last
like
time you
10
saw
years
it.
ago, a
Yeah.
decade.
How do you remember so much from it?
I don't
Good
know.
movie.
Like,
watched
last-
I watched it as we were rewatching it. I was like, I know this one, I know this one.
Because
and
last time I
here.
watched it was that time, and like I mentioned before, I was like, I only remember the opening scene and the hallway scene and the beach scene. That's it. Like I don't remember anything
I
else.
do.
Yeah.
Well, I do watch recaps and stuff, so that's probably also why I might be like refreshing
most
my
of your
mind.
memories. Yeah.
Yeah, like Dead Meat had a great video breaking down the whole thing, and I believe they're from Detroit originally, right? Like James and
I think so.
yeah, Chelsea.
James
So
and
they had like more personal background
Yeah.
into it. So yeah, it's a cool video.
But
Check
what
it out.
what do you think? Like, what was your first impression and your rewatch?
Nothing's changed.
Yeah,
It's
it's just
exact-
as good.
So I don't know if you've ever had this where you will have a dream in like high school,
Yeah,
and you'll have that same dream like 10 years later, and it feels exactly the same.
it's weird. Yeah,
That's how this movie, rewatching this movie, felt.
Oh, it's gross. I hate that.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
It was such a surreal, like
See, it's really surreal.
like I'm
yeah.
watching it in a completely different environment with
Uh-huh.
different life experiences, but it's the same. It's like you have that dream where you
That's
forgot your
interesting.
homework.
Yeah.
That level of anxiety.
Yeah.
It's like me watching this. I had the same feelings.
It's
I
like,
had
wait,
when
what am I
watched it.
doing here? Like, it's like, am I still in school? Oh, yeah, I am. But where are my
Like,
classes? Like, you're confused.
When's recess? I gotta go pick up my kid. Like,
Yeah,
like-
exactly. Like all
like
these
nothing makes
things. Yeah,
sense.
nothing makes sense, dude. Like time doesn't make sense. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So
But
fun
it's-
rewatch then.
It was a fun rewatch, and I'm glad you guys enjoyed it more. Over like I know you already enjoyed it.
Yeah, I
I
knew I was
remember
gonna
you
like
were
it.
not super into it.
I
but
was not into it the first
yeah.
time. Like,
and it's always a toss up when we watch movies with you because it's like you'll either like be really invested or you'll just
oh,
completely
I was super invested right
Yeah.
now. I was like, when you left, I was like, Raymond, I don't feel comfortable. I feel like really.
Yeah.
Uh,
He's like, Raymond, are we gonna be okay? And I was like, no.
Brush his hair. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay, young child.
Just come in. Like, what are you guys doing?
But yeah, was there anything about the film you guys didn't enjoy?
Yeah.
I said the only thing would be the moment where in the beach scene where when it breaks into the room and it rounds the corner faster.
Yeah, that
Than the friends
that threw me
did.
off.
Which one? What?
When they're in their shed and the little kid comes out and screams at him,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and she runs away, and they go, "Where are you going?" And then you see it walking by, and I was like, "How come that went out faster than they did?" Like, aren't you concerned about your friend? You just saw her hair
Yeah.
get pulled by nothing.
And
I
yeah,
know.
they've all experienced.
Oh yeah,
something
that's
before.
another thing
Yeah.
too. Like
That's the only scene
Greg.
that I could poke a hole in.
Yeah, Greg was at the beach too. He saw the kid go.
No, he missed all of it, dude.
Did he really?
He went to go pee. He heard them scream, ran
Oh,
back,
okay.
and then that's when they were like
That's when they were
him.
shooting.
I guess.
Oh yeah, that's
At
when
that
they were
point,
shooting
because he didn't see the chair break. He didn't see him get knocked
Okay,
over.
fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think I have any complaints about this movie though.
He's like, now that I
feel
paid
like
attention, I know.
there should be more paranoia. I feel like just a tiny
I
bit
think
more.
it's just the perfect amount.
It does, but it's like there's certain parts where I'm like, oh, that would have been cool because there's so many shots where like they're walking in the neighborhood and you see like a neighbor like washing his car or a neighbor like watering his lawn. Like they did do it at the very end, which I enjoyed, where like they're just walking and there's someone's walking behind them, but you can't really like you don't know.
It could be.
It could. Yeah,
maybe
you don't
not.
know. You
That's the
exactly.
fun-
That's
the fun
that.
of the movie.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like they should have done that more. For example, like
The thing is too, is because I know I was kind of joking around about it a lot. Where it's like, oh, like what if the more they sleep together, they all have
Tag it back and forth.
eyes around, right?
yeah.
But it's just them two. It's Jay and I forget his name. Do you remember what it was?
The first dude,
The nerdy kid.
I forget his name.
So it's Jay and the nerdy kid, and they're walking. They're holding hands.
And that's cool because
But
now
it's
they
like if
can
someone-
both see
no,
it.
here's the thing. They don't have that safety anymore.
What you
Because
mean
if they see
safety?
somebody walking toward them,
Oh,
that
yeah,
could
you're
just be
right.
someone. They could
Yeah,
be like,
you're
you see
right.
that? And it's like, yeah, of course I see that.
That's cool. I didn't
And
think
that's
about that.
and that's the fear of the end of the movie. It's left
Yeah.
open because you don't know if that could have just been a person.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying, and I
Yeah.
feel like they should have done that more in the movie. Like it's like maybe there's a person like just staring at them, like walking, and then they're just like looking at them, but then they kind of turn the other way, you know. So it makes you kind of
did
wander,
that,
you know.
They did that a couple times, and I feel like if they had done that more, it would have taken away from it.
Okay, fair
Like
enough.
when they go to Jeff's house and he's explaining it to them, and he's like, "You guys see that girl?" And they're like, "Yeah." That's
So the reason why
Yeah.
I mentioned like Invisible Man and Smile is because when you're watching those movies, it makes the audience look for every like nook and cranny. Any
You're as
movement.
paranoid as the
Yeah.
character.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's exactly what like every time I experience that in modern movies. Makes you think of this movie
Yeah.
because I'm watching everyone walk
Yeah.
towards them. I'm
because
like, okay,
I
who
know I know I
Who's
haven't
real?
seen,
Who's fake? Yeah.
and you're looking at every inch of the screen,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's why you can appreciate the shots more because you're like, it's in a big open area, and you're sitting there looking through like,
Yeah, it's like a
each
Where's
little
Waldo of paranoia.
Yeah, exactly.
But
exactly.
it's like
That's
I
like one of
know
the best
I haven't
parts.
seen Invisible Man, but I know that there's like a lot of like still scenes,
Mhm.
and it's like, oh, like what am I supposed to be looking at here? There's nothing there, as far as you know.
yeah,
But it's like it's lingers on certain scenes to keep you engaged and looking at the screen
True. Yeah.
to see what you can spot.
and
then
that's super fun.
Another movie that did that
watching.
a few years prior, like 5 years prior, was Paranormal Activity.
Yeah.
There were a lot of
yeah.
still
First ones,
images,
yeah.
a lot of still images, and you were left alone in the dark. trying to figure
Yeah.
out what you were
yeah.
supposed to be seeing.
Exactly. Exactly.
So that being said, what does this movie remind you guys of, or is this your blueprint?
This is my blueprint.
This
It's
is
a
your blueprint?
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
blueprint.
I
Outside
almost-
of Paranormal Activity, because I just
Mm.
mentioned it now, it's the only reason I'm thinking about it. It gives me that same sense of like dread,
Mm-hmm.
where you like something's gonna happen, but you don't know what or when or why.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
I
just
kind of
bullshit.
want to, because I mean, I want to bring The Shining into this. Like, I wouldn't
When
say
does he
it.
not?
No, but I do think it's
The Shining is
there's-
your Evil Dead 2013.
Yeah,
I
that
think there
is.
is some like obvious inspiration taken from just a classic. Like
Yeah.
The Shining is such a big,
Yeah,
huge film.
influential
It's hard
too.
not
yeah,
to.
Blanchard, yeah.
Like
So-
I don't know if you saw it a little bit ago, but I put on an Instagram story for the Midnight Mayhem Instagram.
I did
follow,
see it.
like and
what-
follow.
That's why I want to see it.
Yeah, there was a lot of in the substance. They had a lot of like horror references in
Oh,
that
someone
movie.
just suggested that to me. You're like
Was it him?
No.
He's been talking about it all week.
I've been telling Raymond, I was like, we should watch that. We should
I was
watch
at
that.
my cousin, Daniel.
Yeah.
he just
I've been,
suggested it.
I've been wanting to watch that for a
That's
while.
you.
Thank
I
you,
see you.
Daniel.
And if you don't see me, you're a bad cousin.
Thanks,
But yeah,
Anthony.
let's get into a little bit of fun facts.
Sure.
Before we wrap up, I did give away some of them, but the film's concept derives from a recurring nightmare the director used to have,
Oh my
in
god.
which he would be stalked by a predator that continually walks slowly toward him.
You know what's funny? When I was a kid, I remember one of the nightmares I remember the most having as a kid is this clown like in my neighborhood. Like my neighborhood, I was alone in my neighborhood, and like there was always this clown like at the end of the street. And then I would try to hide like in my house, and then I would just lose sight of the clown, and then it would just be like on the side of the building. And then like I would hide, but then when I would open my eyes, it would be closer. Like it would just like be popping in and out of
Yeah.
place. That's fucked up, man.
Yeah, that's up.
It's fucked up, man.
You said that, and I shrinked a little bit. I was like, I don't like that.
So for him to like base this movie off
You know-
that
you know what's
nightmare,
funny?
it's like shit, man.
You know, it's funny because I was thinking, I was like, what's a scary thing that you think of?
huh.
that I was like, we could like kind of twist to make it like a horror based.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of in All Hallows Eve, because this is always something I think of when I'm driving at night.
Mm-hmm.
Is when she's driving and you see Art the Clown just standing in there, like standing on the side of the road.
Oh yeah.
And no matter how far she drives, he's just standing there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I was
yeah.
always like, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Because I'm driving and I'm always like, what if there was somebody just standing there looking at me?
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I keep driving and it's just I keep seeing that over and over again.
Like you look back
So
and he's like there, like waving and shit.
Yeah. So it's very similar how you described it. So I was like, I don't know, that makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's super
Modern-
uncomfortable.
Modern version of me would be like, I can't see.
What is that? I hope that wasn't a kid. Damn these cataracts.
Driving like this, like
Cataracts.
I really am sometimes.
Driving-
It's dark and just
Driving like
Oh,
Mr. Magoo
fuck.
over here.
Yeah.
I can't go back to prison.
Oh.
But yeah, so another fun fact. So Mike Lannery, who played the very tall
Flanagan.
It,
No.
is a 7'7" Detroit resident who
Nice.
designs engines for General Motors.
Oh shit.
And he is one half of the world's tallest twins.
He's
so
a
the-
twin.
Mhm.
Nice. That's crazy. One half of the world's.
So twins
Yeah.
means two.
Yeah, I
He's
know.
one
I know.
person.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's one of the tallest twins in the world. Then, like, he's part of the tallest pair of twins in the world.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. So the other twin is just as tall.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
It's a
All
tie.
right. It's a.
So another one is
Wow.
the colors of red or pink are used to foreshadow the up and coming appearance of it.
The shine.
So the
It's
creature,
coming.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
not the clown.
Yeah.
I was like,
they couldn't
what?
afford him. As they appear either in the background or on character's piece of clothing or whatever it attacks.
Nice.
So-
The Shining. Look at that. Take a shot.
What is that? What are you referring to?
They
The
do something
Shining.
similar.
Yeah, The Shining. They always use red to like, use it when like there's something dreadful about to happen, going on, or just happened.
Maybe. I mean, when we watched The Shining, it was just like I know the carpet was very iconic.
This fucking guy. Yeah.
What was it? One more time. I was listening.
Try to be quiet as best I can. Mommy, Dad,
Play the audio back. But yeah, like because I know the carpet has red in it, and it's a very iconic
Mhm.
carpet. So it's like I don't know
The
where
elevator
red,
scene. The bathroom scene where he's talking to
I remember a lot of blue in that one.
the
Are you talking-
bathroom scene. No, the bathroom scene was all red.
With the makeout scene.
No. I'm talking about The Shining.
No, I'm talking about The Shining as well.
Oh no, I'm talking about The Shining where he meets the what's his name, Gertie. Gertie?
You're the Shining expert. What is it?
I forgot the name of the Gertie. Yeah, the last
Hopefully you guys
innkeeper.
aren't lost.
The whole bathroom's red.
Yeah.
The whole bathroom's red. The hallway scene is red.
I just thought it was a lot of
Um,
red in the movie. I didn't realize that was like a foreshadowing.
There's a shit ton of red in the movie. Yeah, and there's a lot of foreshadow of that in the movie as well.
Interesting.
But I know what you mean because
Should
she
we
was
watch
wearing
it?
like pink nail polish. Back to It Follows. She's wearing a lot of like bright colors, and then by the end of the movie, everything is so sad and dreadful
Dark,
because
yeah.
they don't know.
It does
Yeah.
start happy. Like it does start kind of like this like
vibrant.
summer teen movie kind of thing.
Yes.
Like
And-
even the soundtrack is different.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't notice it
The
until you
score
guys
is
are bringing it
amazing.
up, but I feel like it's same thing. It goes back to like the dream state, where it's like, oh, like I'm having a good dream, and then your brain's like, no, you're not.
Slowly, it's just
Mhm. And just slowly,
man,
just
it's fucked
it's like
up.
the clown from Powerpuff Girls who just loses all of its color. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do actually.
You guys have any final thoughts about the movie?
No, just good movie.
I can't wait to the
Classic.
sequel. I really hope that it.
Well, do you know what the title is for the sequel?
It Follows You.
Whoa.
It
No, I'm
follows
actually not.
you.
I look forward to the sequel because I'm excited to see more of the,
Or
of the
they
world.
follow. I don't know.
But I'm
Yeah.
No
Yeah, is
way.
it really?
It's called They Follow, which makes me worry that it's going to be like a multiple entity thing. Because
Yeah.
specifically in this one, they're like, there's only
It's
one,
only one.
but it's relentless. It'll chase you down
Right.
until it gets to you. So I'm hoping that it's just like a sequel name and it's not actually changing the rules of the world that they've established in this
Right.
film.
Well, the thing is, it might not even be the same like world. You know, it's
Well-
been so long; they could do so much more with it. That's the cool part about the horror genre as a whole.
Yeah, but it's like why
it's maybe
why-
something that's not broken.
Take it
why
away.
improve on perfection?
maybe just to isolate the movie. Like, hey, this is It Follows. Like, this is what it is. This is
this is the rest of them.
This is just inspired by that. You know what I mean?
But it's the same writer director, so it
I
makes you
know.
feel like it's gonna be more of a direct sequel.
I really
I
hope.
get exactly what you mean, but I'm on because sometimes a story is so great by itself.
Yeah. Well, the
Like
thing
when
is,
it exists in a bubble.
one of the things I wanted to ask about because I didn't know you knew that the sequel or I had mentioned offhandedly that the sequel's coming out.
I have no idea the
Is
sequel's
that,
coming out.
did this movie need a sequel?
No, that's why
I think
like,
it is
didn't.
perfect ending, like perfectly ambiguous ending.
And that's what I was gonna bring up. I was like, if this movie was to get a sequel, how would it be? You know, and
Yeah.
because I kind of figured I was like, yeah, it doesn't need a
Aliens.
sequel. You know,
Aliens.
but like I really hope that the director kind of evolves on the lore and just like the entity. You know what I mean? Because like with Smile 2 was a great movie. It was a great film, but as a
haven't seen it
sequel
yet.
to the first,
Yeah, same.
without spoiling anything, like.
It's a step back.
It's not a step back. It's more like it kind of continues it, but not like, oh, the monster can do this now and the monster can do that now. But it's
it
more
doesn't
like
add to the lore. It's just
exactly.
more of the same.
It's just more
almost.
of the same, but there's no monster explanation either. There's more like now it's happening to this person kind of
Yeah,
thing.
and
Well,
that's
you know, I'm a fan
yeah.
of more is less. So I feel like if they were like to more deep dive into the lore of the creature, I feel like it would just take away.
Or
from
just
the
a little
lore.
bit. Like it doesn't
would-
have. They don't have to explain the entire thing of it. They could just be like, oh, who was the one that was infected first?
Yeah, that's
Or
what I would be
who
interested
was
in
the
knowing.
one that kind of survived? Like one of because obviously
Well, that would just be Smile.
no. I know, but what I'm saying it's like because eventually they're gonna have to find out who's the last one to survive that. Because
Yeah.
they must know something. Because you mentioned that when this thing kills, it kind of backtracks on the victim list.
Yeah.
So there has to be at least one person in this world that is still living that had to pass it out and
What I
has
want to
been
know
living
is
for
how
years.
did they find out how to pass it?
Exactly. So that's
By
another thing
accident,
too.
I imagine?
That's another thing too. Yeah.
That's how babies are born.
But that's also where the dreamlike state of the movie, helps,
Yeah, like it
helps
doesn't.
carry it.
You don't need that explanation.
Yeah, but that's with a sequel. Because when I first heard there was gonna be a sequel, I wasn't too excited. I was excited because I was like, oh, I know everyone's gonna be back involved, and that's awesome. I love
Yeah.
seeing everyone just kind of come back to do something they're
Think
passionate
the
about.
characters are gonna come back too?
I think one of them you said was right.
A few of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's awesome to have them like kind of get the bed gang back together and let's do this because we want to do something.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's all hype for me. But I'm like, damn, what can you do with a concept like this where it's like I said, its own bubble and it fits perfectly in it. You don't need to touch it.
Yeah.
It can just exist.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, okay, well, I have not high hopes, but I'm like, I look forward to watching it with no expectation and hopefully I enjoy it. Because the last thing I think we watched, like you said, Smile 2 kind of did that. I haven't seen Smile 2.
We'll watch it eventually.
The only movie I can think of that we watched that does that from our repertoire is Wreck and Wreck 2. Remember
And
Oh, yeah.
Hellraiser.
but Hellraiser didn't do it negatively. Like I felt like Wreck 2 for you guys was like the explanation of like the gospel and all that.
Oh yeah.
Like ruined that for you, right? Like
Yeah.
because they expanded.
It didn't ruin it. It was just contradicting.
No, yeah, it expanded the universe, and then I explained to you guys in that video, like I was like how I understood it, and you're like that makes sense, but it doesn't.
But
and I'm
fuck you.
That makes sense, but it's stupid.
but I'm like,
Like,
imagine,
I didn't think about it. I still don't like
I
it.
hate you.
but imagine that's how what happens with they follow. You know, it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
they're gonna expand the lore, and you may not like it, and you're gonna be like, well, damn.
Or they shouldn't expand the lore. They just like I mentioned, just go back to one of the earliest victims. Like, okay, so what do you know about this? Like, well, I don't know nothing, but this is what I know. You know what I mean? Like,
It's an Alzheimer's patient. He doesn't remember who he slept with.
It's too early to judge it, but they do have their work cut out for them. So
The movie
that's
is
it.
set to release was either going to be May or March
there's
of this
no
year.
way. There's a trailer coming out soon. Then
I believe so.
Oh, it looks like we're.
let me actually look up when that is coming out because
March
maybe
is like
we
in
can.
3 months.
yeah,
Because
exactly.
the first film was released in March, but let me see when this one comes out.
No, I think 2026 maybe, dude. Because I don't think this year. It's too early. It's too early. Too early.
That's weird. I typed in
I'll
They
get
Follow
that.
and it's like the 2014 film. I was like, no.
You stupid. This is how you spell it.
I typed in
just-
They Follow and underneath it was like It Follows.
Or just put It Follows too, man.
It Follows 2.
Yeah.
You can cut all this part.
No, we'll keep it in.
No, keep it in, bro. Keep it fresh.
Was this another name for it? Because this is just giving me only information about the 1st
you're-
sequels.
you're-
There's
Telling us
probably
here,
not
bro.
even a sequel coming out. This guy just
Yeah.
read the
I
wrong
lied.
information.
A TikTok, fake news.
Oh my
All right,
God,
wrap it up,
Raymond.
man.
Yeah, I can't find anything about it. Maybe it was all a dream. Ooh, thematically correct.
All right. Check this out. It
Um,
says a sequel to the 2014 horror film It Follows called They Follow. It will be written and directed by David Robert Mitchell and the star Micah Monroe. It says director and writer will return to direct the movie. The stars Micah will reprise her role as Jay. The producer will be Neon. Neon is
Yeah.
And
I'm not stupid.
it says principal photography is set to begin in 2024, so they should have already
Wrapped up. By now?
they either wrapped up or finished wrapping up. Some story ideas that were not leaked but kind of like thrown around.
Them, to be honest.
Yeah, well,
I don't want to hear them. I just wanted to know if there's.
We'll
any...
wait for a trailer, and he'll wait till he watches the movie.
Exactly.
So,
That's exactly what.
that's how we do it here. on
But
Midnight
they
Mayhem.
said that the actress Monroe, it says the script is so fucking good, and the sequel will be bigger, darker, and more fucked up.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah. Always good to hear.
Always good.
But due to that, you know what we didn't do?
Huh?
The intro.
The intro. You want to start us off? Sign us off?
Yeah. I'm Bobby, and I love horror.
Leo, and I love movies.
And I'm Raymond, the other guy. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Feel free to follow us on our social media platforms. We have Midnight Mayhem Podcast on Instagram.
We might lose it on TikTok.
Might lose it on TikTok.
But and on X, we have it on X right now. Horror Podcast number 2.
So make sure to give us a like, give us a follow there. Follow us on TikTok. Might as well. It's not going to be on your history for much longer.
Exactly.
But glad you watched. Glad you enjoyed. Glad you listened. Glad you're here. And don't forget to watch our next video. If not, we will follow you.
3 a.m.
Yeah, 3 a.m. Genius.
Genius. All right.
All right.
Love
Thank
you.
you. Bye.
Bye.